Steve, you graduated with a degree in drama and English, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you always intend going into a career within the media?
Yeah, first of all, can I apologise to any Richard Franklin fans here who are kind of writhing in disappointment at the whole idea of this interview. It was very short notice, but I understand his mother died. I've used that excuse myself several times now. Yes, to answer your question, yes, I did sort of intend to have a career in the media. My original sort of ambition and hope was to go into acting, but I was forestalled from that by for a very good reason, which was I was no bloody good at it whatsoever. I was totally useless. I did a drama degree at Hull University, and it took me 3 years to find out how rubbish I was. And I'm grateful to the university for that experience and for that lesson, because it saved me having a kind of wasted 10, 15, 20 years that it would have took me otherwise to find out. That same thing in the business. Had I been better looking, I might have made it as a kind of lightweight leading man in the kind of Christopher Cazenove mould. But unfortunately I don't have Christopher Cazenove's looks. I didn't have talent to back it up, so an acting profession was more or less out for me. However, in that time I did do my first couple of pieces of writing and filmmaking. The first thing I ever did was a little 15-minute TV drama called Getting Along, which was for production in the Audiovisual Centre's little on-site studio, and it was a little black and white thing. It wasn't tremendously good. It was very much under the influence of Samuel Beckett. It was a post-apocalypse story of a couple of tramps hiding out in a basement. I mean, it was just about everything you would expect a 19-year-old, very eager student with big ideas and not a lot of talent to produce. It's funny to look back on that now, because it's fairly characteristic of the kind of career that I was more or less set for. Yeah, this was a book that I originally researched in 1980, so this was the first thing that I started work on after I'd finished Terminus. But the reason why it's taken so long to do is that I had an idea for a book which was set in Phoenix, Arizona. I'd been there in 1978, very briefly, kind of just between Greyhound buses staying overnight. And I'd come home and had thought of what I thought was a pretty good idea. It's a police procedural which merges over into very, very dark kind of fantasy. I call it weird suspense. The publishers tend to classify it as horror, but it's not a horror book. It's a genre that I would like to kind of be more widely known as weird suspense. And as such, I think it very much takes off on the spirit of the kind of platonic ideal of Doctor Who that I like to see.
Right, has anybody in the audience got any questions for Steve Gallagher? Take your pick.
Please. By the type of writer, does this kind of typewriting, so you get an idea, or do you go for a walking path to get a flash of inspiration?
I find that the way to get ideas, well, ideas are fairly easy to come by. It's the good ideas that will actually kind of generate material that are the hard ones to come by. And I tend to keep notebooks, and I also have a little pocket recorder. And stray thoughts that come in tend to go into there. And I try and treat it with an attitude of no pressure. In other words, that's an interesting thought, but it's not an idea. Things really start to happen when you get two interesting thoughts that merge together and knock sparks off each other. And you know when it happens, because then you can't stop.